Man, lots of people get up in here. Hope everybody's having a good day. Shout out to everybody that's catching a playback. I am your host, the Black Horseman. Rep the UGC underground community. Real boxing fan, and as a real boxing fan, you can't even consider yourself a real boxing fan if you're only paying attention to one fighter, one division, one race. You have to be willing to observe, analyze different divisions, different fighters, different styles, and you must appreciate what people bring to the table. And then not only just pay attention to champions, pay attention to prospects, top contenders, guys who have not won world titles yet, but who look like they have a pretty promising career. You have to be observant of these type of athletes. One thing about the sport of boxing that impresses me as a boxing fan is when I see the younger fighters coming to the sport and display the discipline, the work ethic, um, and you could just you see all of the talent that they have accompanied with the work ethic, and you can really see um, a young prospect or a young fighter shine. Like that's what it really impresses me is about this fighter that I'm doing a topic on today. His name is Bruce Carrington. Nickname is Shu Shu, and he fought over this past weekend. And every time I see Bruce Carrington fight, I'm becoming more and more and more impressed. So much to the point where I asked this question, like, man, is this guy the next one? Because there's certain like I consider my list of like the criteria of what makes a fighter an elite fighter. I think my category is pretty difficult. Like to make my list, you got to really, really be doing a whole lot to make my list. It's got to be a whole lot of check marks that needs to be filled in before you can really get on my radar, especially when you're young. And I know that there's a lot of young talent out there, guys that's in their early 20s that are proving that they are, could be the future of boxing, future pound for pound fighters, things like that. You got guys like Shakur Stevenson, you got Devin Haney. You've even seen, we even see guys like Keyshawn Davis, um, that, those type of fighters like that. Trying to think who else who's young. Um, the Vargases, those young guys, they talented too. Fernando Vargas's sons. But this guy in particular, Bruce Carrington, I think he's the next one. I think absolutely he's the next one. I think that the only thing that I have not seen from Bruce is how he looks versus the top competition in his weight class. So uh, you can say that this video is somewhat premature, or this my prediction of where he's going to be in the sport is kind of premature. But that's kind of what we do on this side. We make predictions, we analyze, we observe, and then we see how the things play out. Um, who we got up in here? World Combat Sports. Shout out to World Combat Sports. Anybody that's tuning into this, y'all check out his channel, subscribe to him, show him some support. You know. Um, but when it pertains to this guy Shu Shu, um, I really feel like Bruce Carrington has the mentality, the talent, and the drive to really, really go as far as he is willing to go. I don't know too much about his background other than he's from Brownsville, New York. We know some champions come out of there. Just to name a few: Mike Tyson, Zab Judah. Bruce Carrington, aka Shu Shu, has a lot of support um, from his hometown, and I believe he's very marketable. He's very, very well spoken. It's a lot of different things I notice about Bruce. Like um, he's very smart, very calculated. He always comes in with a game plan for his opponents. Um, he don't get in there fighting sloppy. He takes his time. This guy that he had just fought, what was his last name? I'm trying to think of the dude's last name. But his name was like Brian, Hispanic guy, Brayyan. That's how you pronounce his first name. And the guy that he was fighting this past weekend was coming with that. He had that smoke in the first few rounds, and Bruce Carrington had to be careful. He had to make sure that some of that steam on them shots, uh, you know, dwindled down a little bit, and started to pay attention to certain openings. What punches did this guy like to throw? And once he figured it out, like, okay, yeah, he liked to do that. He throwing everything with smoke. Once after them 3, 4 rounds went by, we started to see Bruce Shu Shu Carrington start picking his opponent apart, systematically breaking his opponent down. Um, and he's just a very, very intelligent fighter. I mean, the guy can fight on the inside. He has good power, good speed, timing, and defense. I mean, it's just like it was so many different things I've seen from Bruce Carrington in this last performance to where it's just like, man, what what can't this guy do in that ring? You know. Um, Now there's a certain point when you want to see if a guy can weather the storm, if you will. You know, uh, sometimes you don't want to just see somebody flat out get hurt, but you want to see how they respond when they get hit with a good shot. So as far as being in there with a guy who's a uh, devastating puncher, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen him in trouble, um, and I'm sure that that's not something he's looking forward to. Is trying to exchange with somebody who's a real puncher, but eventually it's gonna happen. This is the sport of boxing. You're gonna get hit. So that's just my question mark with him. Like, how can he respond once he gets hit with a good shot? Is he gonna still um, stick to the game plan, or is he gonna get sloppy? Is he gonna get um, because we've seen certain fighters. They look sharp. They have like have a game plan, and they're doing what they need to do to control the action of the fight until they get hit with a big shot. And the next thing you know, they stop doing what was working, because that one shot changed everything. Um, so I want to see in the future how he fares against the top level competition. I also was checking the boxing rankings, and Shu Shu is ranked in the top 10 in two sanctioning bodies. I believe the WBC and the WBO. He fights at the featherweight division, 126. Also noticed that a top pound for pound fighter was also present to witness Bruce Carrington in action. That fighter is Nayo the Monster Inoue, And Naoya Inoue fights currently at 122, if I'm not mistaken, where he's undisputed. There's all the belts. And he left immediately after Bruce Carrington's victory. And I don't know if he was considering, facing Shu Shu or just analyzing like, okay, if I go up, what am I have to deal with? Let me check out this guy, see how he fight, see what his skills is like. However the case, man, he left after Bruce Carrington got the victory over his opponent. And I heard later on, I think a day or two after that, Naoya Inoue is choosing to stay at 122. He's not going to be going up to featherweight 126 yet. I don't know if it's because of what he saw or what. Or maybe he felt like, that's a little bit, too high up and weight for him right now. And he's going to just wait and take his time. I don't know. And I could be saying this way too early, but I'm going to stand on this shit. I don't think Naoya Inoue won no kind of problems with Shu Shu Carrington. A lot of people are going to say, oh, man, Naoya Inoue is number 3 pound. He's top pound for pound. Because I got him number 3. I got him number 3 on my pound for pound list. He's a hell of a fighter. But I don't think he's been in there with nobody like Shu Shu Carrington. The skill set of Shu Shu Carrington, the hunger, the mentality, the power punching ability, counter punching ability of Shu Shu Carrington. I mean, I see Shu Shu giving Naoya Inoue all kind of problems. And I think Naoya Inoue is a hell of a fighter. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not gonna say that he can't come out on top. He has more experience. He definitely has more experience than Shu Shu Carrington. Shu Shu hasn't even won a title yet. Has not even fought a champion. I don't even think he's fought a former world champion. But I'm just going off the eye test. I'm going off the eye test and what I see in Bruce Carrington. That nigga's a terrific fighter. Terrific fighter. And I just think he's only going to get better, which is scary. That he's not even at his fullest potential yet. He's still young. He's still hungry. He's on the right side of the street. He's with Top Rank. And he's staying very, very active. I think he's getting somewhere around 4 or 5 fights a year, And I believe with every opponent, he's going to step up the competition level. So I want to give my respect to this young man, Shu Shu Carrington, because I just think that we don't have. Shout to Iron Cone 26 in the chat, man. Said we here. We definitely here. I think that Shu Shu Carrington, man. That's just my opinion. He's the next one. He's definitely the next one up. It's a very, very rare. It's very rare to see a boxer at his age so dedicated. He's very, very intelligent. He's very mature. And I believe that once he get to that position where he's recognized as one of the top fighters in the sport, I don't think he's going to, get off track and start acting like a diva, and ducking and things like that. I think Bruce Carrington is free smoke. I think he won all the smoke. I think he's willing to face any and everybody. And he comes from an environment where, I feel like, you can't do nothing less. You have to go and win and go after the top dogs and win at the top level, because you got former champions that come out of your same hometown that I believe that they are expecting him to do great things. So that pressure is there. That pressure is there. And a lot of the greats, like the ones I mentioned, Tyson, Zab, they acknowledge how good this guy is. They know how good Bruce Shu Shu Carrington is, man. Um, and I was just out of what I've seen from the upcoming prospects, the young talent, Bruce has definitely probably impressed me the most. Keyshawn is definitely up there too, but it's something about Bruce, man, to where I see something special with Bruce. He kind of give you them Crawford vibes, man. Kind of giving him Crawford vibes, man. He got the dog. He mean in there. That's another thing too. Not only is he skilled, not only does he got the work ethic, not only is he hungry, the dude is mean in there. You know. Um. So I just see glimpses of greatness in this guy, Bruce Carrington. You know, and I look forward to seeing a lot more of him this year and beyond. You know, so I think that he's in a great position with a great promoter, top rank. I was looking at the people in and around his weight class. I don't think he's gonna have no problems, man. I don't really think. I think that when he get to that top level, championship level, them guys gonna try to duck him. They're gonna try to come up with excuses to not fight him. Them certain excuses we hear. Oh man, he don't bring nothing to the table. Oh, he don't sell enough. Guys only talk like that when it's somebody that they don't want to fuck with. You know, so mark my words, we gonna be hearing shit like that once he gets a little higher up in the ranking. Because I think the highest up he's on the list is number 7 with the WBC, like number 7 or some shit. And then I think in like the WBA, he's like ranked number 12. But like in two of the sanctioning bodies, I know for a fact he's in the top 10. And dudes, they gonna be trying to get not fucking fight Bruce Carrington. Shout out to Modern King Boxing, man. Good morning to you, bro. Shout out to Modern King Boxing. So yeah, that's really all I got, man. I wanted to put the spotlight today on a young up and coming fighter uh, who's a true talent, who's a class act. And that's one thing about Bruce Carrington too. Like he ain't no thug. He ain't doing no goofy, dumb shit outside of the ring. He's just 100%. That's what I see. I see he's 100% dedicated to the sport of boxing. Um, I don't be seeing him doing no dumb shit like trolling and uh, talking a whole bunch of crazy shit online about opponents. I think he's a real student of the game. He's a real student of the sport, a fan also of the sport. He's an honest guy. Whenever he's asked a question about uh, upcoming fights or certain opponents, certain fighters, whatever, he gives us honest assessment on it. Um, and no, I don't see no type of ego or arrogance. He seems very, very humble. But once it's fight night, it's like a switch. He flips another switch and he becomes a evil man in that ring. You know, he's. I mean, like I said, I've seen it all from the guy. From like I say, able to fight on the outside, fight on the inside, defense, be able to make adjustments. And the guy he had just fought, like I said, he was throwing smoke in them early rounds. So um, I'm sure that there's gonna be some opponents that he gets in front of who are gonna have a lot more power than his last opponent. And we gotta see how he deals with that test, and how he deals with opponents who have won at the top level, guys who have fought, better competition. We got to see how he looks in front of those guys, man. But I think Bruce is a beast. He's a fucking beast, man. And with him, like I said before, for him to be this young and to be fighting on this level, I think that the sky is the limit, man, for this dude. Shu Shu official. He's better skill wise and conditioned more than youngins. like Night Night and others. Shu Shu has a high upside, I believe. That's what I'm saying. I truly believe that Modern King Boxing, that his upside is, man, limitless, man. It's unlimited. And it's really gonna be up to him to just stay focused. And usually when you come from an environment like that, I mean, you extra motivated to work extremely hard so that you can get as far away from that environment as possible. You know, um, I've heard a lot of not so good stories about Brownsville. You know, I'm a West Coast nigga. I'm from LA, so I don't know nothing about Brownsville, but I heard it's a tough place to come up at. And so I understand how tough upbringing can motivate you, can be fuel for you to really, really give yourself 100% to a sport like this sport of boxing. And shoot, when people get in the ring with you, they're gonna feel every bit of Brownsville. You know, I'm sure that's what his previous opponent this past weekend felt. He's like, man, Brownsville ain't no joke. God damn, beat my ass like this. Shit. You know, so yeah, man. Shout out to Brownsville. Shout out to just New York, man. Y'all got y'all one. You know. Um, so I wish nothing but the best to Bruce Carrington, man. Shu Shu Carrington. I believe his future is bright. I believe that he's going to continue to get better and better. He's going to continue to fight better and better competition as he climbs the ladder of the rankings. And he's with the right promotional stable to where they're going to keep that the opposition in front of him to where he can stay active. You know, and that's what I respect about like Top Rank and Matchroom. They keep their fighters active. They're not doing like people on the other side of the street that they sign fighters and then leave them on the shelf, and then next thing you know, 2, 3, 4 years go by, and then they got to run across the street and sign with somebody else. You know what I mean? Because they had wasted so many valuable years of their career. So shout out to Shu Shu Character being on the right side of the street, not wasting his valuable years. And by the time he get to that level, top 5 in the rankings and fighting the top guy, man, he gonna be so ready. I think he gonna be 100% ready, um, and battle tested. So I like the way that they moving him over there on Top Rank, and I can't wait to see him back in the ring, man. So for the ones catching this, man, catching the playback, y'all give me y'all thoughts on Bruce, man. Have you seen him fight? Um, how do you compare him with the other top prospects in the sport? And do you think he's ready? Do you think he's ready for the top competition at 126? You know, so like I said, I looked at the level of competition at 126. You know, you got guys like Ray Vargas, who's the WBC champion. Man, I think Shu Shu will fuck Ray Vargas up. You know, easy belt. Um, what other opponents, man? It's like these guys that I looked at in and around his weight class, man. To me, it looked like light work. Looking at his skill set, like I said, he just lacks experience. So, um, they definitely should keep moving him the way he's moving. But I honestly think he's ready right now to fight championship level. So, um, let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and give me your thoughts on this bright young prospect slash contender on his rise up in the rankings. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of him in the future. So, with that much being said, I want to shout out everybody that came through for the live World Combat Sports, Iron Cone 26, Minor King Boxing, and then always big shout out to Bruce Gas. He also came through. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more, man. Big salute to you. He said he beats Nick Ball. Yeah, that's another champion who just won the. Did he just win the? Was it the WBA? Yeah, I think he just won the WBA, if I'm not mistaken. Nick Ball took the WBA. So, yeah, the WBA. Thanks, Bruce. So, Yeah, man. I think he'll beat the fuck out of Nick Ball. He'll beat the fuck out of Nick Ball, Ray Vargas. So, shout to Top Rank. They'll put him in that title fight when the time is right. But I think that when that time is right, under them bright lights, he gonna still do what he do. I think he's gonna pass with flying colors, man. About anyway, I'm hearing Nayo anyway wasn't impressed. Okay, well, he's saying he wasn't impressed, but he ain't going up to 126. You know what I mean? The challenge up there. So, um, that's crazy. He wasn't impressed. I was. Shout out to him. Maybe Nayo anyway see something. Maybe in the future he'll go up and we'll see that fight. I know that Bruce Carrington, he welcomes that matchup. He not afraid of no Nio anyway, and I hope Nio anyway ain't afraid of that challenge. In the future as well. So he can say whatever he want. He wasn't impressed. I definitely was impressed. God damn it! I've seen Nio anyway fight. You know, I've seen both of these guys fight. But yeah, man. You know, and then also too, man. Before I go, you know, I like I've said I've given y'all my list before about who my top three is. Recently was updated when Usyk beat Fury. I got Usyk number one, Crawford number two, and Inoue number three. Now I find it interesting that two of the top three pound for pound fighters both have spoken highly about Bud Crawford. Usyk definitely said that Crawford is a different fighter, man. He's special, and that he said a lot of great things about Crawford. He said he's a very very smart man, and he can work out of both stances, orthodox and southpaw. And then not only anyway, shout out to Marcus Lewis. Shout out to Marcus, man. What's happening, homie? Then he not only anyway recently talked about how impressed he is of Crawford. He said he goes back to that Spence victory that Crawford got. And so I hear Crawford speak highly of Usyk, and I don't know if I've ever heard Crawford really speak that high of Inoue. I'm sure he thinks he's a hell of a fighter, and he probably has spoken high of him, but I haven't seen no interview of that yet. But one thing I will say is that two of the of the top 3 pound for pound fighters both agree that Crawford is special. That don't change my list, but it just kind of goes to show how special Crawford is when you got not only um, the regular boxing fans that believe he's one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter in the world, but you got guys like Usyk and Inoue that can agree, that can second that and that have stated on multiple occasions that Crawford is different. Marcus is still bitter. He says Bud ain't shit. EJ was hurt. Man, shout out to the Dallas boxing fans, man. Y'all gonna have to get over that. People like myself and a small percentage of others have consistently told y'all for years that Spence couldn't fuck with Bud. Some of y'all who have been pushing this Errol Spence shit all of this time, once Bud beat the hell out of Errol Spence, a lot of y'all never came back. A lot of y'all didn't keep that same energy. Well, a lot of you can't keep the same energy after he got his ass beat like that. But at least, some of you have come back and given credit. Majority of you, we ain't seen you since. There's a few cats that have come to my channel throughout the years on that Spence shit. And Errol Spence this, Errol Spence that. He the big fish, the big stepper. He breaks bones and all of this stuff, man. A lot of y'all have not returned since the destruction of Errol Spence, man. And that's just damn sad. It's damn sad. And a lot of you super Errol Spence man fans um, have been exposed as individuals that are not really true boxing fans. Y'all like one or two dudes, you know. So when Spence lost, your whole world crumbled. You know, I slept good that night. Nothing changed for my life when Spence got his ass whooped because I already knew 5, 6 years ago he was gonna get his ass kicked. You know, because a lot of y'all don't know shit about boxing. You know, y'all think because somebody is bigger and and doing the same shit every fight against people on his side of the street, y'all think that that's impressive. You know, but it was telling y'all for years, man. Crawford is a pound for pound fighter for a reason. He's special. So um, I just don't like when people don't give it credit where it's due. Bibble Usyk says Crawford beats Canelo. This is out of their mouth. Damn. So man. Hey, I just tell you right there, man. That's another guy. Bill was also on the pound for pound list. You know, people thought Canelo was number one pound for pound. And Bivol made him look like nothing. That's why, like, I'd be shocked when people keep putting Canelo on this top pound for pound shit. I'm like, how? How? Or is this guy number one pound for pound when he has been clearly washed twice, bro? Because when Canelo got in front of another pound for pound fighter, he got washed. You know? What happened when Spence got in front of a pound for pound fighter? The pound for pound fighter at the time who was number one. He got washed. See, that's how you find out really how good somebody is when they fight somebody else who's at the top level. Shout to actual facts up in this mug, man. Yeah, what up, homie? Said, where's Jamal wrong? Right. Jamal, where the fuck are you? Where are you? You used to come here talking hella shit. Now, nigga, you are nowhere to be found. Now you have left YouTube. So a lot of these people like Jamal Wrong. His name is Jamal Right, but we call him Jamal Wrong because he's been wrong on so many different predictions and occasions of these fights, man. But people like Jamal, you know, Errol Spence, big fish. And then next thing you know, as soon as he get his ass washed, now it's crickets. You know I ain't ever switching up. It's forever man down on this end. All right. Shout out to your loyalty, man. And best of luck to Errol Spence if he gets in there with Sebastian Fundora, man. Because right now, I favor Sebastian Fundora to win by a tree branch jab and a uppercut. By them tree branch jabs and uppercuts, man. I don't think Spence can do anything to avoid that. And then you're gonna go back to back southpaw fighters. You fought the best southpaw fighter and got obliterated, and then you're gonna get in there with the tallest southpaw fighter. And you know what's so crazy? I know that this is should be a different topic and subject, but tell me this, y'all, because a lot of people, especially people that were defending Ryan Garcia, they keep talking about how Devin Haney was a weight bully. Like I came across this video, right? Where they're talking about how Devin Haney was a weight bully and people keep pushing this weight bully shit around, right? When some fighters are actually making weight, right? Even if they rehydrate the next night or whatever, they're making weight. But they're calling them weight bullies, right? Like people used to call Errol Spence a weight bully. I never put that title on Errol Spence. Errol Spence was just making weight and beating the hell out of these fighters, man. You know? When Crawford beat Spence's ass, that wasn't weight, that was his skills. If you got the skills, then you can kick ass. You know, if you're skilled enough, you can beat the hell out of a bigger fighter. Everybody didn't see Floyd beat the fuck out of Canelo. But anyway, let me get back on track with this weight bully shit. People want to call like Devin Haney a weight bully. They used to call Spence a weight bully. Why nobody ever call Sebastian Fedora a weight bully? Why they don't do that? Because that's got to be the biggest weight bully I've ever fucking seen in my life. The nigga is 6'5", 6'6", fighting at 154 pounds. Where is the energy for Sebastian Fedora? That's not a weight bully? Axel says that man in Texas just living life after Spence lost. LOL. Sebastian Fedora gonna crush Spence. I think he's gonna crush him too, actual facts. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Y'all are selective. Y'all pick and choose when to use this weight bully shit. But Sebastian Fedora is the lankiest motherfucker in boxing, bro. Draining his motherfucking ass down to 54. Now, I don't even be calling him a weight bully, but I'm like, if Devin Haney is a weight bully, if Spence was a weight bully, Sebastian Fedora is definitely a fucking weight bully. Because he probably should be fighting at 168 or some shit up there. But because he decides to be a malnourished, bony dude, you know, get out of here, man. Like, I just don't like the hypocrisy in this sport, you know. And I get it, especially like the Hispanic community want to go hard for Ryan. Ah, man, fuck Devin Haney, because he's a weight bully. Y'all just see how he weight bullied in this fight, weight bullied in that fight? We'll keep the same energy with everybody that's super big and fighting at a super low weight class. Sebastian Fedora, this nigga is a fucking, should be a fucking shooting guard, small forward or some shit on a basketball court. And y'all ain't got nothing to say about Sebastian, bony dude, Dawson Arms, Fedora. Crazy to me, bro. Smith has no head movement, says Dragon Leg. No head movement, man. That's why his eye got fucked up. He don't know how to move his head. His defense is suspect. You know? Dragon Leg says Fedora definitely a weight bully. It's clear. No question about it. Got shout out to him. He makes weight. I don't know how he do it. You know, I don't know. He miraculously makes weight. And I'll be honest with you, I've never even looked up how much he rehydrates after the fight. None of that shit. Because I don't care. I don't really care. I'm just calling out the inconsistencies and the fake shit that takes place, man, in this sport. And how these fans are so fake, bro. Super fake. If you make the weight, it's not a weight bullying, people. The weight bullying. People hate Devin because of Bill, I believe. Yeah, it's like, that's cool. You don't have to like the Haneys. But don't be fake, man. Like, just don't be fake. Like, I don't care for no fucking Bill Haney either. I don't. But Devin Haney, he does drug testing. He makes weight. He's not putting rehydration clauses on fighters and dumb shit like that. You know? He's not making fighters put on heavyweight gloves, you know, to get an advantage of some shit like De La Hoya did Floyd, or, you know what I mean? I don't see him cheating. You know, he's making weight, and on fight night, whatever his weight is whatever his weight is. You know? Now, if it was an IBF or something like that, then that's, you know, they got different rules. You know? So I'm not gonna make this video about that whole situation with weight and all that, because, you know, I just thought I'd address the stupidity, inconsistencies. If Fedora can get a pass to fight at 54, and he's a lanky, bony dude at 6'7", you know, knowing he's far bigger than everybody, and nobody got shit to say about him, then y'all shut the fuck up about everybody else, you know, who's might be bigger than people on fight night, but they making weight. Shut the hell up. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Me, I definitely don't care for Bill ever since that monkey comment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what comment that is, but yeah, man. You know, it ain't about likes. You know what I mean? It's just about, you know, I like I said, I separate the two. Devin Haney and Bill. I don't even put them in this, you know. And there's so many goddamn annoying father trainers that we've seen throughout the years. To where it's like it don't even bother me. We used to see Angel Garcia. You got T.O.'s goofy ass daddy. You know what I mean? So fuck out of here. Bill get Devin to chopping trees and work on strengthening Devin chin. It's mandatory now. Yeah, he better do something. You know, you know, Devin got to scrap. You know what I mean? When he fight them other guys like a Matias or a T.O. whatever, you know, he better be on point. We'll find out for sure then if it was really just PEDs from Ryan, because he was on PEDs, or if it's just that, you know, Devin Chin is just really just suspect. His chin is just really suspect. We're gonna find out. I don't think Fedora bone structure can carry 168. Yeah, well, go to 160 then. I mean, Bill called fans monkeys on live BHP. It was sad. Bill called fans monkeys. I don't give a fuck about no Bill Haney, man. You know, only thing I give him is, you know, I give him respect for putting his son in a position to be successful in the sport of boxing. I do respect the fact that um he does acknowledge that his son is the boss. He's not trying to, you know, I don't think he's trying to live vicariously through his son. I mean, maybe some people disagree. I think he's just trying to use the social media shit to his advantage and try to market his son um the way he's doing it, but um he do too much. A lot of time he do too much. He love to get into these, you know, um disputes and battles with people on social media, arguing with the fans, arguing with other fighters and promoters and Floyd and shit like that. So we see a lot more of Bill than we want to see of Bill, or we hear more about Bill than we want to hear. You know, I don't get how folks just hating on other black folks. Hey man, you know, just people hating on each other. Period. Like, what the fuck for? We come here to watch this sport, see who the best, and that's it. You know, all that other shit, racism and hating and being, you know, mistreating or dogging a fighter out because of their trainer or their dad or whatever. Like, you know, it's crazy. So I remember the humble Bill used to be so positive. Oh, he used to be humble. Well, shout out to him being humble back in the day. You know. Now, if Ryan had beat Devin fair and square, he might be back humble. But since Ryan decided to cheat, take a shortcut, you know, ain't no humility coming. Bill's like, you know, still on this shit. But that's all I got, man. That's really all I got for this one. Shout out to Bruce Carrington. You know, a tremendous talent in the sport of boxing. You know, I think that shit, his skills is up there. I think he's an elite fighter to me. You know, he just got to get the experience. But I wish the guy nothing but the best. Shout out to his team. Shout out to him. Shout out to Brownsville, New York. And I think that the more he keeps fighting the way he's been fighting and looking impressive, I think his fan base is going to grow. Um, hopefully, New York get behind him. You know, hopefully the culture get behind him. You know, because sometimes our culture be selecting some of the goofiest clown niggas to fucking support. You know, all these clowns were supporting Wilder. Um, you know, a lot of goofies were supporting Spence. I'm not saying, you know, that Spence was all the way 100% bad guy or whatever the case, man. But it's like, don't just be support the goofy shit. You know, it's just like, you know, sometimes our culture we be supporting some of the goofiest motherfuckers, man. You know, because of their oh shit, he know Yellow Beezy. Oh, we gotta support. Oh shit, look who showed up at this fight. You know, I don't give a fuck about who these fighters know, who shows up at their fights. That's not what that don't impress me, man. What impresses me is what they do in the ring and how they carry themselves outside the ring. You know what I mean? That's it. So um, Bruce Carrington don't need to fucking have a bunch of legends at his fight. Although I did see some legends at his fight, you know, but we got to stop just going for the goofy shit. Like, oh, this person got the most clout. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I love Shu Shu and Abdullah Mason. Yeah, I gotta watch more from Abdullah Mason, but yeah, I got Shu Shu up there though. Right, Shu York. Oh yeah, Belanga's is ass. Um, hopefully Belanga lose this year. If not this year, he'll lose next year. And if Canelo um do the shit that a lot of us expect him to do, which is like look for another tune up, Belanga's a definite tune up for Canelo. So um if Canelo fights Belanga, say like in September or some shit, Belanga's definitely gonna get his first loss. So um I don't look forward to Canelo fighting Berlanga, but I do look forward to going to Box Rec and seeing that L on Berlanga's record. So with that much said, I'm the Black Horseman. Shout out to the True Media Movement. As everybody keeps it real, stays true to who they are, and does their part to bring this real content. I'm out.